But Fox News is talking about, a girl in Iowa and not this.
Hey, what's going on? So, today at lunch, I saw this article on Breitbart with this video of some MSNBC people talking about the Michael Cohen case, Manafort, Michael Cohen, Trump being in trouble because Michael Cohen pleaded guilty. And one of the guests on there was talking about Fox News and Mollie Tibbetts. And what she said was really annoying. It kind of got to me. And when I went back to work, I couldn't help but continue to think about it, and that I wanted to do a video about this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you this video real quick. It's short. MSNBC guest refers to Mollie Tibbetts as some girl in Iowa being talked about on Fox News.
The separation of powers is not working because the Republican Party has not stood up to this president, not once. So even if there's a guilty verdict from Manafort, even though Cohen has turned himself in, the fact that he was even sworn in as president after the Access Hollywood tape let me know for a fact that the Republican Party is actually not working on behalf of the American people. They are working on behalf of Donald Trump, and he's been able to bully them into their silence. And I don't think that today changes much, unfortunately. I'm sure we'll hear what he has to say about this at his rally. But Fox News is talking about, a girl in Iowa and not this, right? And tomorrow morning, we know he'll wake up and tweet and sort of, besmirch the reputation of Michael Cohen and all the people around him, and really go back to Mueller. And this is obviously going to boil down to Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama.
Fox News is talking about a girl in Iowa. While, yes, CNN, MSNBC, every left stream corporate legacy media, whether it's cable news, print magazines like New York Times, or just straight up online magazines like HuffPo and BuzzFeed, all they're going to talk about nonstop for the next week is Michael Cohen and Paul Manafort and their guilty pleas. Well, they are guilty, but it has nothing to do with Trump-Russia collusion. But this woman said all Fox News is talking about is some girl in Iowa. Now, before I go on, just to give a little back, like I said, they were talking about, well, you heard basically what she said. They're talking about Michael Cohen, Paul Manafort, all being guilty. Somehow how Trump isn't working for the American people. He's a Russian agent. He's really colluding with Putin to, I don't know what their end goal is when the left are the ones that want to be communists, right? So I'm not even sure what Trump's end goal colluding with Russia is supposed to even lead to. But you saw who was on that video. Neoconservative, never Trumper, Bill Kristol. And I don't know who that other guy was. And I don't know who the MSNBC host was. But essentially, all they can focus on is Michael Cohen, Paul Manafort, and how this is going to bring down Trump. Once again, something else is going to bring down Trump. But the way she dismisses Mollie Tibbetts as a girl in Iowa, she's talking about how Trump don't care about the American people. The left continuously, they take the sides of illegal aliens coming into this country, criminally entering this country illegally by not following our laws, crossing the border at spots that they're not supposed to be crossing the border at, illegally. You have like Nancy Pelosi saying how, after the whole animals kerfuffle, Nancy Pelosi saying how MS-13 are people and they have a spark of divinity. And so non-stop, politician after politician on the left, on the Democrat side, they're defending illegals, illegal aliens, separation at the border, separating families. It's the worst thing in the world, separating these illegal criminals from their children as they break our law entering our country. But here we have an American citizen girl, dare I say it, a white American citizen girl in Iowa who gets brutally murdered by an illegal immigrant, someone who is not even supposed to be in this country. And this woman says, a girl in Iowa. Fox is talking about a girl in Iowa. Just like they're talking about some random girl in Iowa. Now let's think about this. Number one, the most glaring, she was murdered by an illegal immigrant. Now again, the left, the Democrats, they want to talk about separating families at the border. Families that are being separated temporarily while they sort out their criminality. What about Mollie Tibbetts' family being separated from their daughter forever? That's it. There's no, not in this life, there's no more together family for Mollie Tibbetts and her mother and father and the rest of their family. It's done. That's it. Permanent separation thanks to an illegal immigrant. So what about that family that's being separated? And Kate Steinle and countless other American families of all colors, black, white, Hispanic, who have, but American citizens, mind you, who have been killed, murdered, maybe run over or hit by a drunk driving illegal immigrant. And they're dead now. Dead. Done. Dead. Separated from their families forever. But it's just some girl in Iowa. Now, that brings me to number 2. Iowa. So, is it because Iowa is just some flyover state? Some, redneck, hick town, farmland? It's just Iowa. It's not Chicago or Los Angeles or San Francisco or New York City. It's just Iowa. So Fox News is spending all its time talking about a girl from Iowa. That's it. That's it. Just a girl from Iowa. Who cares about Iowa? Iowa. They voted for Trump, didn't they? Why do we got to talk about Iowa? Some girl in Iowa. Some white girl in Iowa. Some privileged white girl. She was out jogging before going to classes because she goes to university. She must be privileged, right? They didn't say that. I'm just adding that for emotion. So now that brings me to yet another point. As we can clearly see, there you go, just for reference, just to remind you, she's a black woman. Now, let's say this were a black girl from, Ferguson. And let's say this black girl from Ferguson, let's go with the most extreme example possible. She was killed by a white police officer. Do you think this woman is going to be saying, oh, they're just talking about some girl from Ferguson? Or do you think she's going to be talking about systemic racism, white supremacy, oppression, minority victims, white policemen just gunning down black people in the street for no reason at all? Absolutely no reason at all. They just, I live in a very predominant black neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York. And let me tell you, I've been living in this neighborhood for about 4 years. In this 4 years, I have not seen one cop randomly gun down a black person. I haven't seen a cop gun down a black person not randomly. I have heard lots of shootings, and they have all been by black people, but I digress. Do you think if this were a black girl, maybe killed by an illegal alien, maybe murdered by an illegal, or ran over by a drunk illegal, or like I said, shot by a white police officer, do you think this woman is going to be sitting there saying, oh, they're just talking about some black girl, not even, just some girl in whatever city, whatever state? I highly doubt it. She'd probably be all like, Black Lives Matter, Black Power, all that good stuff, right? She won't just be nonchalantly talking about some girl in Ferguson, some girl in Baltimore. They're just talking about some girl in Baltimore while we're focusing on this really important stuff. Michael Cohen pleaded guilty. He pleaded guilty to 2 charges of something that aren't even crimes. That's how good his lawyer is, and that's how good of a lawyer he is. That paying off the hooker stuff, that's not a crime. Well, soliciting hookers are crimes. That's not what... I was just joking about the hooker thing. But anyway, once again, you got neocon, warmonger, never Trumper, Bill Kristol, some other dude, not sure who he was, and this black woman talking about Michael Cohen and Paul Manafort and how Trump is some sort of traitor to America and us deplorables have been hoodwinked into voting for him. Because apparently Michael Cohen paying off Stormy Daniels somehow convinced me that I should vote for Trump. Illogically. It blinded my eyes. Along with those 100,000 Facebook ads by some Russian hackers. Never mind that I hate the Clintons. I hate Hillary Clinton. She's one of the most corrupt people on the face of the earth. Never mind that the Democrats want to make America into a socialist country. They want to abolish ICE, open the borders, have the floodgates of illegals come in so that they can take my tax money for welfare. But no, I obviously had to vote for Trump because a couple of 100,000 Facebook ads that I never even saw because I'm not even on Facebook, and because Michael Cohen paid Stormy Daniels $130,000 of Trump's dollars, and whether or not Trump knew about it, that must have affected all our votes to vote for Trump for those reasons alone. Otherwise, we would have gladly pulled the lever for Hillary Clinton. And after 8 glorious years of Barack Obama, what were we thinking? We were hoodwinked and fooled by Donald Trump, this mastermind from The Apprentice. He's this great huckster from a TV show. He had to, there's no way that I could have just voted for him because I liked his policies. And I liked what he was talking about. And the same goes for everybody else that voted for him. But no. And it's because Fox News, of course, they don't cover the important stuff like Michael Cohen and Paul Manafort being guilty on tax evasion from 12 years ago. No, they're just talking about a girl in Iowa who just happened to be brutally murdered by an illegal who shouldn't be here, but the Democrats want to abolish ICE, smash the borders, allow a flooding of more illegals, drug dealers, MS-13 gangbangers. But, we got hoodwinked. We're too stupid to figure it out on our own. We need this woman on MSNBC because they're not biased against Trump at all. They've been reporting about the soaring economy, the decline in unemployment level, all these companies investing and rebuilding back in America. They report on that every day, nonstop, hour after hour. I can't help but turn on CNN or MSNBC and all the winning coming at me, all the Trump winning. It's nonstop. No, this woman is sickening for just brushing off Mollie Tibbetts, a girl who was followed as she was jogging, who was beaten, thrown in a trunk of a car, beaten and killed, thrown in a trunk of a car, then carried out into the middle of a cornfield and just dumped there like a piece of trash by this illegal immigrant who shouldn't even be in our country. And I got to worry about the separation of some illegals at the border, or about Michael Cohen or Paul Manafort. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Anybody who votes for a Democrat this December, you obviously hate America, you hate every citizen in America, and you just want to destroy this country. For what? I don't know. Let's see. For what? To make it like Venezuela? Great. That'll be real great. Get ready for fun, folks. Anyway, that's all I have. Since I saw that video this afternoon, and then I went back to work, it was in my head. I couldn't get it out. I knew I wanted to come home and talk about it. The fact that this woman just completely glossed over the fact that Mollie Tibbetts was murdered by an illegal, calling her some girl in Iowa. It really pissed me off. So what do you think? What do you think about that comment? What do you think about people like this? They asked Elizabeth Warren about it today, I think. I only heard it on Rush Limbaugh. And she said something like, oh, it's terrible about Mollie Tibbetts, but we shouldn't be separating families at the border. Again, what about Mollie's family? That they'll never see their daughter, a young, 19, 20-year-old girl? They'll never see her alive on this planet again. But I gotta care about some illegals at the border? Get the hell out of here. Anyway, leave your comments down below. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the little notification bell. You know how YouTube is doing all this censoring and algorithm stuff. So if you like my videos and you want to hear more of them, that little bell will notify you when I post a new video. Anyway, thanks for watching, and that's all I got for now. I'm out of here.